Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2024 Olympia Bikini results. And I don't know about you, but this was so exciting, and I feel so happy for Lauralee. I'm really excited for the comments on this video. I know Lauralee has so many fans, and we've all been rooting for her to get this win for so long. So it's really lovely that she finally gets the title of Miss Bikini Olympia. It's amazing. And as far as next year's Olympia is concerned, they've put up the rules. So this year's top three will automatically qualify, and then the winner of every open division contest throughout the qualification period will also qualify. So that gives our top three girls their ticket to next year's Olympia as well. And as far as my predictions were concerned, I feel like I did a pretty great job. I managed to pull out everyone who made the top 10, plus a few extras who were placed within the top 15. Maureen very unexpectedly had to drop out. She got injured on her foot. She couldn't wear her shoes, so it left a big opening, and pretty amazing that Lauralee was able to take her win after all this time. It's awesome. I'm very excited, like I said, for your comments. I know you guys love Lauralee. So let's look at that scorecard. There were so many bikini athletes, my gosh, and everybody looked beautiful. But the top five, here we go. In first place, Lauralee. Second, Ashley. Third, Jasmine. Fourth, Amy. And fifth, Vana. And when you look at the scores, it was even. It was not like a 1-point difference or a huge discrepancy. It was very balanced and a clear win for Lauralee, which is really quite exciting. All right, so let's begin with Vana in fifth place. My goodness, has she ever had an amazing year? She looks beautiful. Her posing is something else. She's got so much personality. She's so fluid. She dances on stage, and it just highlights her muscles beautifully. I think she's got a gorgeous physique, a really nice curve to her back. That S shape is very clear to see. She's got this great combination of looking super athletic and muscular and lean, but still super feminine and very curvy. It's beautiful. This groove in her hip, I think the conditioning looks really fabulous. The hip in particular caught my eye here, but also in this kind of transition model pose. Really nice detail. The line coming down her quad, this detail in the sweep of the quad of her back leg. Her calf is really glowy. Just great conditioning. Her stomach was so flat and smooth. Great ab definition, just that little bit of six-pack. Beautiful. I love the amount of outlining she has on her delt. She moves her arms so beautifully to really show off those gorgeous arm muscles. She's just stunning. I loved the red suit. I think her makeup was beautiful, just enough color into the lipstick. Her hair was lovely, nice shape. I think it amplified that kind of V triangular shape of the width of the upper body coming into that narrow waistline. You got to see the waist, you got to see the delts. She just looked really, really beautiful. In this back pose, I would have loved to see just a little bit more clearly the glute ham tie-ins. Obviously, it's there. There's that nice little bit of outlining coming through, but I think a tiny bit sharper would have been amazing. And also when I have her in the lineup photo next to the other girls, I feel like a little bit more size into the glutes would be really fabulous. Not a lot, just a little bit. I think she's got really nice shape into the upper body. She's got already some great proportions, but a little bit more of that fullness right in kind of the top corner of the glutes to really round out the shape, I think would look really fabulous. But overall, man, she was just stunning, and what a fifth place for her. It was really exciting. All right, next in fourth is Amy. My gosh, is she ever beautiful? That long, silky, straight hair with that little clip. You can't really see it in these photos, but she had this gorgeous little crystal in her hair. It was so pretty. It was a nice detail and also just a little bit of personality coming through. I loved it. Her makeup is beautiful. The red suit, the lipstick, her jewelry, the earrings are very striking. They looked so great against the backdrop of the dark hair. And what really caught my attention was how petite Amy is. You look at the photos of her on her own and you notice the size of her legs, the roundness of her quads, these really beautiful, well-developed glutes. But when you have her next to Ashley and Lauralee, she looks quite petite. Even her face is very slender. So that was definitely something that caught my attention. Her waistline, my goodness, so small. Unbelievably narrow, really flat midsection, great definition into her obliques, very smooth, flat stomach, and just this really nice overall shape. You're seeing that curve of her back, a really nice, beautiful size into the roundness of her glute, fantastic quad sweep, and again, that great groove in her hip, nice outlining of the quad. I love that you're getting this little lump here into the quad sweep of her back leg and a really nice amount of curve into the hamstring. You see that in the back pose as well. She's got really nice size and curve into the legs, the quad sweep. And this photo, her hair is moving, but in a minute, I'll show you the lineup, and I was really taken by Amy's triangular shape in the back pose. The way her hair sits, the way she poses, you really notice the width of her delts coming into that smallness of her waist, and it's really just eye-catching. It's a great shape. She's got a really fabulous silhouette. I think she looks amazing. I would have loved a tiny bit more sharpness into the glute hem tie-ins, just a little bit. I think the inside line here looks really clear, but this outside line could have had just a little bit more clarity, a tiny bit. But I really, really couldn't believe how tiny her waistline looked and just her overall silhouette. Really nice balance between the curve of the delt, the curve of the glute, and this amazingly small waist in between. It's just gorgeous. All right, next and third is Jasmine. I was so surprised by Jasmine being in the top 4. I knew she would do well. I had predicted her to be one of the top girls, but I was not expecting a third place. So I am so excited for her. It was a great position. I think she looked amazing. The leanness of her midsection was astonishing. The ab definition is so good. It's so clear. The obliques look great, but she doesn't look ribby at all. Like, she does not look overly lean. She just looks defined. It's fabulous. She's got great definition in her hip, the outlining of her quad, really nice quad sweep coming through in the back leg. I love this teardrop shape you're getting in the quad as well. Little bit of a line coming up her leg. It's just a really gorgeous amount of definition. Even in the back pose, not only are her glute hem tie-ins really clear all the way around, but she's got just that little bit of adductor definition, a little bit of a line coming down the hamstring. It looks awesome. She's got an amazing lat. I think you definitely notice that beautiful triangular shape in the upper body. So the width of the arms coming down into that narrow waistline and your eyes drawn right back out. It looks fantastic. So she's posing really well. I like that the arm is just falling nice and gracefully down the side, so nothing is pulling your eye away from her physique. You're just looking at the curve of the delt, the curve of the lat, beautiful tiny waistline, and then the great curve of her glute. It's just beautiful. She also poses amazingly. There's no nerves showing on her physique. She's confident, she's smooth, absolutely a beauty, and a lovely suit color. I think this rich royal blue looked striking against her skin. My only critique was with the hair. I love the curls, I love the length, I love the shape, but I feel that it obstructed the delts a little bit too much. If it could have been a bit more thinned on the sides so that we could see more of the skin and just a little bit more of the delts themselves, I would have loved that more. There were times when her delts were completely obstructed by those beautiful curls, and I want to be able to see that hourglass shape in the back pose really clearly without the hair being in the way. So that's the only thing I would have changed, is just a bit more shaping of that V shape all the way from the front so that we see the delts more clearly, because she clearly has very beautiful round delts. I don't want them hidden. That's it. I think she looked amazing. I'm so impressed, and I'm so excited for her because this is a really amazing third place. All right, now in second is Ashley. How amazing would it have been if her 50th win would have been at the Olympia? I know a lot of you will be sad. Go ahead and comment below. But still, she did amazing. She looked beautiful. Her posing was lovely. Her walk to the back of the stage, I thought, was particularly good. Very nice sway to her hips. Beautiful poise. Her suit was gorgeous. Her hair, I loved all this volume. I think her hair looked really amazing. I like that it was nice and narrow. So you got to see the delts really clearly. It highlighted that V shape into her back. Her delts look amazing. The ab definition was really fabulous, the obliques in particular. And as always, amazing legs. The hamstrings stood out to me, as they always do. Beautiful curves. And in the back pose, she's just got this great balance between the size of the legs and the size of the glutes. So she's doing everything right. She's got a beautiful silhouette. Great hair, great makeup. I love her bold lipstick. She's just amazing. What's not to love? There was one thing, though, that caught my eye in the live stream. You see it a little bit in the photos, and it's with the conditioning in her midsection. You almost see like a little bit of a curve right at the belly button in the line of her abs. I don't know that I've ever noticed that before, but it's something that caught my attention here. I would have loved if this lower part of her stomach was just a little bit more flat. But that is honestly the only thing that I noticed. I think her physique was awesome. Her confidence was beautiful. Her suit, the hair, the tan, the glow, the sheen on her hip was beautiful. She's just gorgeous. Great glute ham tie-ins. I like this little bit of definition into the adductors. The hamstrings have a bit of lines coming through, but not too much. So she still has that nice fullness and roundness into the legs. She's got the groove down her hip. And the line coming down her quad is not as sharp as I think I've seen it before, but this is still a really nice overall look. You've got that great line right here showing off the hamstring. Her glutes are so high and round, and in particular, you can't help but notice this curve at the bottom of the glute where the glute and the hamstring come together. So it was a fantastic second place for Ashley. Too bad it wasn't her time, but man, what a lineup this was. And now in first place, the moment I think everyone's been waiting for, Laura Lee. Gorgeous. Everything about her is beautiful. Her eyeshadow is beautiful. The way she looks down at the floor is beautiful. Her hair is silky and curly and gorgeous and full and thick. Her shoulders are round and glossy and highlighted. Her S curve into the back is just gorgeous. What an amazing waistline she has. Beautiful round glute. Great detail into the quad. This line starts right at her hip and goes all the way down the kneecap. She's got a great quad sweep. Her tan looks really beautiful and rich and dark. I like that you have some definition into the quad while she's walking. I think she really nailed the conditioning in this show so that you have that detail, but she didn't look too lean. We've seen too lean Laura Lee in the past, and this was just perfect. She's got a nice smoothness in her upper body. The sternum isn't showing too much. The The ribs aren't too much. She's just very lean, but still very soft and a beautiful flow over her physique. It's just gorgeous. Nice sharpness to the oblique, nice flatness to the midsection, tiny waist, and my gosh, in the back pose, her delts really caught my attention. They're so round, beautifully full, and very wide. So she's got a really tremendous hourglass shape when the width comes into the narrow midsection, and then tremendous size into the glutes. But not only does she have the size, she's got really nice curvy, rounded shape and beautiful definition of the tie-ins in particular. A very nice clear line, both the inside and the outside, a little bit of definition coming into the hamstrings, but still very round and full into the muscles of the legs. So she nailed it all. It was definitely her day. Her posing, as always, is flowy and slow and beautiful. And man, she did it. What a win. All right. So now when I look at everybody side by side, all of these women are stunning. They all have amazing shapes in their glutes in particular, very high, very round, really nice, like width coming away from the body, just a lot of density, a very nice overall curviness, beautiful delts. You have nice shapes with a little bit of definition outlining that bottom shape into the delts. Vanya in particular really is quite lean, but in a beautiful way. But what I think puts Laura Lee into that first place position is not only does she have the big, well-developed glutes, the curves to the legs, the beautiful, full, round shoulders, she's got the extremely small waistline. When you compare Laura Lee to Ashley, I think that's something that stands out is just how small and narrow Laura Lee's stomach is. Ashley has beautiful definition in the abs. Her obliques look fabulous. She does stand at more of a 45 degree, whereas Laura Lee is a little bit more of a profile. You don't even see the other side of Laura Lee's stomach. You're not seeing that back oblique, whereas Ashley is showing a little bit more of her belly button. It's more of a 45 degree. And maybe posing is something Ashley could do to make the waistline look even smaller. But when I look at Laura Lee and Amy, Jasmine, Vanya, I think the waistlines are a lot trimmer and very, very narrow when you compare to Ashley. But Ashley has amazing hamstrings, beautiful glutes, and in particular, that little dip at the bottom of her glute where it comes to the hamstring. It's just beautiful. But when I think of Laura Lee's overall shape, that tiny waistline, the very large glute, her silhouette really stands out. Amy, I think, looked amazing. Like I said, she's so petite and trim and just looks beautiful. Much smaller than I anticipated when you have her next to Ashley and Laura Lee. Such a tiny waistline, beautiful streamlined legs, great size into the glute. Jasmine, amazing abs, great lats in particular. You notice that triangular shape. And Vanya, that conditioning really looks beautiful. I'm loving all of this detail. I did notice that Ashley had a really good triangular shape in her upper body. It's something that stood out to me. The lat, the shoulder, and the width really catches your eye. And I think the posing at more of a 45-degree angle helps that. So a bit of a trade-off, I suppose. But overall, man, everybody looked really awesome. And then in the back pose, my gosh, it's actually Amy who catches my eye for that V shape, that hourglass, that triangle, the width coming into the really narrow waistline. It looks amazing, especially with her hair, just it being so narrow. It lets you see the delts. That angle is so sharp into the waistline. This is where I think you would agree with me that Jasmine has just a little bit too much hair. You're not getting to see so clearly that triangular shape. So the hourglass is just a little bit harder to see than it is on Amy or Ashley with the straighter hair down the middle of the back, allowing you to see the delts. I thought Vanya could have had a little bit sharper tie-ins. Even Amy, I thought, could have had a little bit more of that definition into the tie-ins. The shoulders on Lauralee, my gosh, so round, so full, so clearly visible. I think she looked really, really great. Ashley's waistline from behind looks amazing. I think she's got really nice detail into the back of her legs, but Lauralee has a lot more size, a lot more width, and just so round and full into the glutes. So I think your eye is drawn to Lauralee. I know you guys love Ashley as well too. Go ahead and comment below your thoughts, but I think it was a really good win for Lauralee. And of course, this means that all three, Lauralee, Ashley, and Jasmine, will be qualified for next year's Olympia. So that concludes my recap of all the women's events. Make sure you check out my other videos of everything that happened over the Olympia weekend. It has been so exciting, a lot of surprises. Give me a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe and come find me. I'm on Instagram at turquoise toffee.